Checklists are a great way to recheck our understanding and our work. Let's start with a template. Use an inline template when building shorter templates. Then specify the template property in the component decorator. Use double or single quotes to define the template string. Or use the ES 2015 backtext to lay out the HTML on multiple lines. When using inline templates, there is often no design time syntax checking, so pay close attention to the syntax. Use linked templates for longer templates. Specify the template URL property in the component decorator and define the path to the external template file. This one is a more visual checklist. After building the template, we build its component and learned how to use that component as a directive. Remember our 3 steps? First, we use the directive as an element in the template for any other component. We use the directive component selector as the directive name. We then add the directive's property to the container component's metadata. The directive's property specifies where to find the directive. Lastly, we use an import statement so that the module loader can find our directive component. Angular's data binding was introduced in this module with a look at interpolation. Interpolation is one-way binding from a component class property to an element property. Interpolation is defined with curly braces and a template expression. That expression can be a simple property, a concatenation, a calculation, or a method call. Note that no quotes are needed when using interpolation. And we saw how to use 2 of Angular's structural directives, ngIf and ngFor. When using these structural directives, be sure to prefix them with an asterisk and assign them to a quoted string expression. Use ngIf to add or remove an element and its children from the DOM based on an expression. If the assigned expression is evaluated to be a true value, the element is added to the DOM. If false, the element is removed from the DOM. Use ngFor to repeat an element and its children in the DOM for each element in an iterable list. Mark the local iterator variable with a hash symbol, and use of, not in, when defining the ngFor expression. In this module, we evaluated the differences between an inline template and a linked template, and we created a linked template. We then built a component for that template and learned how to use that component as a directive. We took a first look at Angular data binding through interpolation and powered up our template by using built-in Angular directives. Here, once again, is our application architecture. In this module, we started the product list component. Next up, let's discover more of Angular's data binding features and add interactivity to the product list template.